Did you know that there's a game so terrifying it's been banned from schools, whispered about at sleepovers, and avoided by anyone who's ever tried it once? They say, if you stand before a mirror in the dark and call her name 3 times, she'll appear. Her name is Bloody Mary. The story of Bloody Mary isn't just a childhood dare. It's one of the oldest and most persistent urban legends in the world. A reflection, quite literally, of something far more ancient and far more sinister. In its most common version, you light a candle, stand before a mirror in a dark room, and chant Bloody Mary 3 times. Then, as the silence stretches thin, her image, pale, furious, and soaked in blood, appears behind your reflection. Some say she screams, some say she drags you into the mirror itself, and some say she never leaves once you've called her name. No one can agree exactly where the story began, but it might surprise you how real its roots are. Historians believe the legend could trace back to Queen Mary I of England, also known as Bloody Mary. She earned the title after ordering the deaths of hundreds of Protestants during her reign in the 1500s. To her enemies, she was a monster, a queen obsessed with power and revenge. To her followers, she was a tragic ruler, haunted by betrayal and loss. And to the legend, she became something else entirely. They say her spirit was trapped in mirrors, doomed to relive her guilt, rage, and grief forever. So when people summon Bloody Mary today, they're not calling on a random ghost. They're calling a queen who still remembers every drop of blood she spilled. The game has changed over time, twisted through cultures and centuries. In some versions, you must spin around 3 times before calling her name. In others, the mirror must be surrounded by candles or a drop of blood placed on the glass. A few rare versions even mention holding a photograph of someone deceased to trade places with her spirit. But the rules always share one detail. Once you begin, you must finish. If you stop halfway, it's said she'll still hear you and follow the sound of her name. There are modern accounts too. A teenager in Ohio filmed himself attempting the ritual in 2008. The recording stops abruptly after he whispers Bloody Mary for the 3rd time. Only the sound of shattering glass and his mother calling his name remain. The footage was later found, his reflection frozen in the mirror, even after he left the room. Skeptics say the Bloody Mary game is nothing more than a psychological trick, a phenomenon called the Troxler effect. When you stare into a mirror for too long, your brain begins to distort what you see. Shadows shift, colors fade, and your own reflection becomes something unrecognizable. Combine that with low light, fear, and imagination, and suddenly your mind gives shape to what it expects to see. A pale face, a dark silhouette, a whisper that sounds like a breath behind your ear. But even science can't explain why. In so many accounts, the reflection moves on its own. Security footage from a Chicago apartment in 2015 shows a girl attempting the ritual live on stream. At the 3rd chant, her candle goes out, and her reflection turns its head a full second after she does. Bloody Mary isn't just a ghost story, it's a warning, a reminder that mirrors aren't just glass and silver, they're windows that might look back. Every culture has feared them. In Japan, mirrors were believed to trap souls. In Russia, they covered mirrors after someone died to prevent the spirit from being trapped inside. And in America, we dare children to summon the thing we all fear most, something watching us from the other side. Maybe that's why the legend never fades, because every time someone stands before a mirror in darkness, whispering her name, they're keeping her story alive. And maybe that's exactly what she wants. So tonight, before you turn off your light, take one last look at your mirror. Make sure the reflection looking back blinks when you do. And if you ever feel brave enough to whisper her name, remember, once you call for Bloody Mary, she always answers.